Hi there, and welcome to WCMU's Quiz Central. Tonight we have Manistee and Ludington here fighting for the White Division Championship, so don't go away.
Support for Quiz Central is provided by the CMU Bookstore. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, maroon and gold memories, and an official outfitter of Adidas apparel at the Central Michigan University owned and operated CMU Bookstore. Online shopping 7 days a week at cmubookstore.com, on campus at the University Center, and game day locations at Kelly Short Stadium and the John G. Kulhalvy Event Center.
Good luck to both of our teams. Let's play Quiz Central.
Chopin.
Correct. All right, your next toss-up.
The lottery.
Right.
The Stranger.
You are correct. Traverse City Central hangs on. They are our season champions. Hi there, and thanks for tuning in to Quiz Central. I'm your host, Steve Smith, and tonight is our White Division Championship. The two teams playing are Ludington and Manistee. We've whittled all of our teams down of the 48 that started the Quiz Central season to just a handful. They're divided into 4 divisions based on the size of the school. Each division will have a champion, and one of those teams will be this season's overall winner. We'll be giving away scholarships to Central Michigan University tonight, and Rick Westover has more on that.
The 4 starters and 3 alternates of the division championship teams will each receive a 2-year, $4,000 room and board scholarship from Central Michigan University Residence Life. In addition, 4 lucky Quiz Central seniors will receive textbook scholarships from the CMU Bookstore. And a special thanks to CMU Enrollment and Student Services, which provides lunch for our contestants and their traveling party.
All right, everybody, get ready to play along at home as we jump right into the Maroon and Gold round. The Maroon and Gold round gives you 2 minutes to answer questions quickly and correctly. If the team ringing in misses the question, the opposing team will have a chance to respond. There's no talking among team members, and correct answers are worth 10 points. You've all worked hard to get here, so good luck to both teams. Here is your first question. What author who learned to read from Sophia Auld in Baltimore recalled being whipped by Mr. Covey in an 1845 memoir? Olivia Ludington.
Frederick Douglass.
That's right. What 2019 film featured a seemingly harmless cat named Goose who was actually a dangerous? Olivia Ludington.
Captain Marvel.
Right. The 3 germ cell layers are established during what stage of embryological development that follows Olivia Ludington?
Blastocyst?
Nope, I'm sorry, incorrect. It follows the blastula manistee. Next question. What Pennsylvania politician, who was James Polk's Secretary of State, defeated John Fremont to become president and was succeeded by Abraham Lincoln? Olivia Ludington.
James Buchanan.
That's right. The Battle of Yamen was a decisive victory for what dynasty founded by Kublai Khan that defeated Aden Ludington?
Yuan.
Yes, that is correct. Which religious book is divided into 30 Jews, 140 surahs, and 6,236 Olivia Ludington?
The Quran.
That is correct. In 2019, what singer of Never Really Over and Unconditionally was found liable in a copyright infringement case regarding her 2013 song Dark Horse? Graham Ludington.
Katy Perry.
That's correct. In its June 2019 decision, Ruchow v. Common Cause, the Supreme Court held that what type of partisan activity cannot be addressed by federal courts? Olivia Ludington.
Gerrymandering.
That's correct. What uppercase Greek letter can represent a quadratics discriminant and appears twice in the slope formula since it denotes change in a variable? Liam Manistee.
Delta.
That's right. A fastener called a woggle is used on the neckerchiefs worn by what group with a fleur-de-lis logo whose members, and we are out of time, so sorry on that one, that would have been the Boy Scouts or the Scouts. Okay, that was a fast round there, and only one question missed in the entire Maroon and Gold round, and the stage of embryological development is gastrula. Gastrula is the correct answer. So we have Ludington out to an early lead. We have a score of 70-10. Both teams traveling over from Lake Michigan today on a snowy day. Let's get to know a little bit more about our teammates, and we'll turn to Jack first and Manistee.
Hi, I'm Jack Holgren. I'm a junior at Manistee, and I play soccer, guitar, and I'm on the Science Olympiad team. Hi, I'm Solana Postma. I'm a sophomore at Manistee. I run cross country and play soccer, and I'm on the Science Olympiad team.
I'm Liam. I'm a senior at Manistee High School. I play French horn and trumpet, and I'm on the Science Olympiad team.
I'm Olivia Holtgren. I'm a junior at Manistee. I play the violin and sing in the choir and run cross country and track.
All right, nice to have you with us. Alternates for Manistee are Cassie Pendry, Eleanor Scarlatta, and Megan Huber. They are coached by Polly Schlaff and Kate Thompson. Let's give them a nice round of applause. And now we turn over to Olivia from Ludington.
Hello, my name's Olivia Hill. I'm a junior at Ludington High School, and I'm the oldest of 6 children.
Hi, I'm Graham Rivet. I'm a senior at Ludington High School, and I play trombone in the band and act in the drama club.
Hi, my name's Carrie Grillo. I'm a senior at Ludington High School, and I play saxophone in our College Wind Symphony and jazz band.
Hello, I'm Aiden Zamaro. I'm a sophomore at Ludington High School, and my favorite color is burgundy.
All right. Ludington's alternates are Emily Swist, Linda Murphy, and Eliza Wentworth. The team's coach is Amber Nasson. Nice round of applause for them. And with that, we go right back to work with the kickoff round. The kickoff round is a combination of toss-up and bonus questions. The team that correctly answers a toss-up question will be asked a bonus. Stumble on the bonus, and we go back to a toss-up for both teams. Toss-up questions need an individual response, but team members can consult on the bonus questions. Captains, remember that the answers must come from you on the bonus queries unless you defer to a colleague. Your first toss-up question of the kickoff round. What country in which Operation Just Cause overthrew Manuel Noriega signed a 1979 treaty with the U.S. giving it control over a namesake canal? Olivia Ludington.
Panama.
Right, here's your bonus. What 4-letter term refers to a tabular magma intrusion that forms between layers of pre-existing rock, unlike a dike that cuts across layers?
Sill?
Defer to Aiden.
Sill.
You got it right. All right, back to both teams. A roaring lion is part of the logo of what movie studio which produced musicals? Olivia Ludington.
MGM.
Right, and another bonus question. The Bolsa Familia program gives financial aid to families in what country where many shanty towns are found in Rio de Janeiro?
Brazil. Yeah.
Brazil.
That's right. Both teams play. Anna Campanas, who was known as the Woman in Red, betrayed what bank robber who was killed outside the Biograph Theater in Chicago in 1934? Go ahead, Olivia Ludington.
The Pink Panther?
Nope, I'm sorry, incorrect. Manistee. John Dillinger was the person. All right, what poet wrote about a group of sylphs that unsuccessfully try to stop the Baron from giving Belinda an involuntary haircut in The Rape of the Lock? Graham Ludington.
Pope.
That's right, here's a bonus. What Austrian city, whose name translates as Salt Fortress, was the birthplace of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart?
Salzburg.
You got it right. Both teams. What character whose alter egos include the college student Joe Cool and a flying ace, Olivia Ludington?
Snoopy.
You got it right. Okay, here's your bonus. Since 6 and 7 have a greatest common factor of 1, they're said to have what mathematical property?
I don't know.
Need an answer.
Subprime.
No, relative primality is the answer. All right, what author of A Letter Concerning Toleration argued that the mind is a blank slate in an essay concerning human understanding? Olivia Ludington?
Sigmund Freud.
No, Manistee. It was John Locke. Okay, another toss-up question. The musical Cats was based on the poetry of what author of The Wasteland? Liam Manistee.
T.S. Eliot.
That's right, here's your bonus. What stage of mitosis in which the nuclear envelope reforms and the mitotic spindle is disassembled follows anaphase as the last stage of mitosis?
Telophase.
That's right. Okay, both teams. What woman, who in 2018 became director of the CIA, controversially ran a site in Thailand where enhanced interrogation techniques were used? That person, Gina Haspel. And that brings us to the end of our kickoff round there. Good game going back and forth. Ludington out to an early 140-30 lead. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll play the perfect 10, so don't go away.
I took astronomy from Carl Sagan in 1977. The guy had a huge influence on me. Cosmos on PBS was Carl Sagan's lectures with fabulous graphics.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
PBS and I are a perfect match. It's just wonderful programming, not just for kids, but for all of us.
Carry on. Don't you people have school to work on?
Today, children have more ways to learn and grow than ever before. But in rural areas of our country, millions don't have access to high-speed internet. For these families, television is often their only source of educational programming. The new PBS Kids 24/7 channel is available for those who need it most, providing content that's proven to build important skills for every child.
Welcome back. It's time to play the Perfect 10 round. Teams, the Perfect 10 gives you 60 seconds to answer 10 questions from your choice of clues to 3 categories. The opposing team gets 30 seconds to tackle all unasked Mr. Past questions. Ludington has the lead. So Manistee, you'll be going first. The clues to the categories today are: where did it happen? Big, bigger, and biggest, and 8 is great. Where did it happen? Big, bigger, and biggest, and 8 is great. Which one will it be?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Big, bigger, biggest.
Okay. And the actual category is big things. Identify these things with the word big in their names. Nickname of the clock tower of the Palace of Westminster. No need
Big
to
Ben.
ring in. Yes, you are right. TV show that starred Jim Parsons as Sheldon Cooper.
Big Bang Theory.
Right. 8-foot-tall friend of Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Big Bird.
Yep. Mizar and Mirak are stars in this asterism.
Pass.
1998 film starring Jeff Bridges as the title bowler.
Big. I think it's just big.
Big.
Nope. Collegiate conference including Ohio State and Northwestern.
Big Ten.
Right. Plantation owner in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Pass.
Rocky region of Central California where Carmel and San Simeon are located.
Big Pen.
Nope. 2-word nickname for New York City.
Big Apple.
Right. And Michael Lewis book on which a 2015 film starring Steve Carell was based. Out of time. All right, Ludington, we turn to you. And we would like you to identify these things with the word big in their nicknames. Mizar and Mirak are stars in this asterism.
The Big Dipper.
That's right. 1998 film starring Jeff Bridges as the title bowler.
The Big Lebowski.
Right. Plantation owner in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Is it Big Jim?
Big Jim.
Nope. Rocky region of Central California between Carmel and San Simeon.
The Big Desert?
Big Desert.
Nope. And Michael Lewis book on which a 2015 film starring Steve Carell was based. Okay, out of time. The answer was The Big Short on that one. The Rocky region of Central California is Big Sur. The plantation owner was Big Daddy. And those were the only ones that were left over. Okay, so now we turn to Ludington. We have 2 categories left, and they are where did it happen and 8 is great. Which one of those 2 would you like?
Where did it happen?
Okay, your category is industrial disasters. In which modern day country did these industrial catastrophes occur? Chernobyl.
Ukraine.
The Ukraine.
That's right. Union Carbide chemical leak at Bhopal.
Pass.
The 1917 Halifax explosion.
Canada.
Canada.
Yup.
Yeah,
The
Halifax,
first
Nova Scotia.
oceanic oil spill in which the SS Torrey Canyon wrecked near Cornwall.
United Kingdom.
The United Kingdom.
Right. Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster.
Japan.
Right. Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire.
U.S.
Right. Europe's deadliest mining accident, a coal dust explosion at Courrières.
Belgium.
Belgium?
Nope. The failure of the Banqiao Dam after Typhoon Nina.
China.
China.
Yup. Widespread oil well fires started by retreating Iraqi troops in 1991.
Kuwait.
Oh, Kuwait.
Right. And 3 Mile Island nuclear accident.
That's the U.S.
U.S.
That's correct. Okay, those are the questions. So Manistee, we turn to you now. We would like you to tell us in which modern day country did these industrial catastrophes occur? The Union Carbide chemical leak at Bhopal.
India?
Yes, you are right. Europe's deadliest mining accident, a coal dust explosion at Courrières.
France.
That is correct, and those are all of our questions. So that gets us through the perfect 10 round. Ludington hangs on to a 240 to 100 lead. We are going to move right on with the action and jump round. This is a combination again of toss-up and bonus questions. I'll ask a toss-up. The team that answers correctly will be asked a bonus. An incorrect answer on a bonus question will take us back to a toss-up question for both teams. Here we go with your first toss-up question. What country's military made use of comfort women in World War II? Aiden, Ludington?
Empire of Japan.
Yes, you are correct, and here is your bonus. What church council held in the 1410s resolved the Western Schism by electing Pope Martin V and also condemned Czech reformer Jan Hus as a heretic?
It might be Trent.
Is it Trent or Diet of Worms?
I think it's Trent.
A Trent.
No, it's Council of Constance. All right, both teams. What series whose antagonists are slug-like aliens called Yeerks is, go ahead, Aiden, Ludington?
Animorphs.
That's right, and another bonus for Ludington. A soldier named Kiowa drowns in sewage in what 1990 book by Tim O'Brien, a collection of stories about the Vietnam War?
Apocalypse Now.
No, I'm afraid not. The things they carried. All right, let's go back to a toss-up question for both teams. What country whose only Nobel Prize winner is novelist Halldór Laxness is an island in the North Atlantic that is governed from Reykjavik? Carrie, Ludington.
Greenland?
Nope, I'm sorry, incorrect. Manistee, go ahead, Liam.
Iceland?
You got it right, and here is your bonus question. In 1828, Friedrich Wöhler used inorganic substances to synthesize what one-carbon compound used by animals to eliminate nitrogen wastes?
Methane.
Nope, urea. All right, both teams on a toss-up. What leading Fauvist artist collected art made of cutout paper in his book Jazz and painted Harmony in Red and The Dance? Liam, Manistee.
Warhol.
Nope, Ludington. Olivia.
Magritte?
Nope, Matisse. Henri Matisse. All right, both teams, what class of chemical reactions, which includes the conversion of alcohols into aldehydes, results? Olivia, Ludington.
Fermentations?
Nope, I'm sorry. It results in a loss of electrons, unlike reductions. Manistee, Liam.
Oxidation?
That's right, and that earns you a bonus question. Tang Sanzang travels to Vulture Peak in India in what 100-chapter classic Chinese novel?
The Red Sun.
Nope, Journey to the West. Both teams on a toss-up. What war in which George Dewey led to the destruction of another country's fleet led to the U.S. gaining the Philippines and Cuba in 1898? Aiden, Ludington.
Spanish-American War.
That's right, and another bonus. What theory, introduced in 1905, often involves calculations in Minkowski spacetime and uses the Lorentz factor to calculate the time dilation?
Theory of general relativity?
It's one of the relatives.
General relativity.
You need to be more specific.
Einstein's theory of general relativity?
I can't accept that. Sorry, special relativity.
That's a different theory.
We needed. All right, both teams on a toss-up. What set of pieces gave rise to the song "Land of Hope and Glory," which is commonly played at graduations and as a group? Olivia, Ludington.
Pomp and Circumstance?
That's right, and another bonus. Which seventh astrological sign of the zodiac is symbolized by a pair of scales? And this is a bonus.
Oh, sorry.
It's
sorry.
It's Libra, I think.
Yeah. Libra.
That's right.
I knew it was.
Both teams on a toss-up. What quantity whose rate of change equals the net force by Newton's second law is given by the product of an object's mass and its velocity? Graham, Ludington.
Inertia?
Nope, I'm sorry, incorrect. Manistee. Liam.
Momentum?
That is right. Okay, and another bonus. What derisive term referred to Northerners who moved to the South after the Civil War in pursuit of economic?
What?
Solana, Manistee. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a bonus. This is a bonus.
Carpetbaggers.
Yes, you are correct there. Okay, and that's the bell. Anytime I hear a bell or a buzzer or something, you know, I feel like I've got to do something. So, all right, but Manistee made a bit of a move there. We have Ludington with 290, Manistee with 140. We are going to take our final break of the game, and when we come back, we'll play the final countdown. So don't go away.
Our great state of Michigan is truly one of a kind. From the city streets to the small towns, you can see it all right here on Destination Michigan. We'll crisscross the state in search of the sights, the sounds, and of course the people that make Michigan the greatest state in the land. Take in the scenery, meet the people, and experience the wonder of the Great Lakes State. Come along with us as we share your stories on Destination Michigan.
Unlock your newest member benefit. Over 1,000 episodes of your favorite PBS shows. American Masters, Antiques Roadshow, Nature, Nova, Masterpiece. Watch the best of PBS anytime, anywhere. Become a member, sign in, and start streaming today.
Okay, welcome back to the Quiz Central Final Countdown. This is another 2-minute rapid-fire round. The first player to ring in gets a shot at answering the question. If you get it wrong, we turn to the opposing team for a chance to answer. Good luck to both teams. What man who in 2001 was unanimously confirmed as director of the FBI investigated Russian interference in the 2016 election? Olivia Ludington.
James Comey.
Nope, I'm sorry. He did that investigation as part of his assignment as special counsel. Manistee. Go ahead, Solana.
Robert Mueller.
That's correct. What realtor from the city of Zenith who has come to represent conformity is the title character of a novel by Sinclair Lewis? Next question. Evangelista Torricelli is the namesake of a unit pressure known as the torr, invented Graham Ludington.
Pressure?
No, I cannot accept that answer. Let me finish this. Invented what device that measures pressure? Go ahead, Manistee. Liam.
Barometer.
That is correct. What condition treated with intramuscular injections of epinephrine, often via EpiPen, is a type of shock induced? Go ahead, Olivia Ludington.
Anaphylaxis.
That's correct. Fish Out of Water is a mostly silent episode of what show which stars Will Arnett as the voice? Liam. Manistee.
BoJack Horseman.
That's right. What country was home to the Pearl Uprising of the early 2010s, is governed from Manama, and is an archipelago off the coast of the Arabian Peninsula? Aiden Ludington.
Bahrain.
That's right. What author who used the punning pseudonym to write a Dumb Bunnies books also wrote the 12? Olivia Ludington.
Beverly Cleary.
Nope, I'm sorry, incorrect. Also wrote 12 Captain Underpants books. Manistee. Solana?
James, yeah.
Nope, I'm sorry, that's not right, but we'll find out in a minute. What African-American author wrote about the Younger family? We are out of time. So that means Ludington hangs on to win. Our game's over. They are our white division champion for this season. A nice round of applause for Ludington. That means that Ludington takes home the CMU scholarships. You'll reign as white division champs for the next year, and you'll also return in mid-June to compete for the overall season title. And as I recall, you were runners-up last year. Is that right? Yes, absolutely. All right, we only missed one question in that final round, and the author that we were looking for was Dave Pilkey. Dave Pilkey. All right, so another good game. We have a white division champion. We are rounding things out this season as we move on towards our overall champion for the season. So make sure you don't miss a game as we move forward. But until we get together again, you can follow us on Facebook or watch your favorite game online as we feature the best and brightest high school students from around the state. Thanks for tuning in.
Support for Quiz Central is provided by the CMU Bookstore. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, maroon and gold memories, and an official outfitter of Adidas apparel at the Central Michigan University owned and operated CMU Bookstore. Online shopping 7 days a week at cmubookstore.com, on campus at the University Center, and game day locations at Kelly Short Stadium and the John G. Kulhalvi Event Center.